welcome to episode 2 of Sith and the Sweetheart.
And welcome to our first Marriage and Mayhem segment. We're going to talk probably mostly about our marriage and how we became a family. Probably less mayhem this episode.
Yeah.
But
For most of you, if you're close family friends, you kind of know our journey from marriage to parenthood. And so we're just going to kind of go through that, and people who don't know us as well will learn something about us.
Exactly. And if you don't know me as well, you should be prepared that I will probably cry during this segment.
100%.
All right. So we got married. I went to respiratory school, and Stephen had been wanting to start a family.
Do you want to start from like the beginning? Beginning?
Since we were 12 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we did that in the last episode.
Well, no, technically that was in the first episode, but it was in the first episode that didn't actually record because we don't know what we are doing. So it actually wasn't in our first episode, if I am correct. Oh, I guess maybe. We did talk about the dance and discrepancies on what you were wearing and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so we became official in 2006.
2006.
And we were together for about 5 years before we got married. And we were still pretty young. Like when I, tell people that we just celebrated our 14-year wedding anniversary at 37, people are like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because we've been together we've been friends since third grade.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to not have been as close as we are.
Yeah.
But we wanted, of course, being together for that long, of course, having a family was, the next step.
Yeah. And we, when we first started trying to have kids, and we had 2 nieces that through my brother, and we spoiled them with experiences.
Yes, because that was our thing. We didn't want to spoil with material items. That was my motto. I wanted to spoil with experiences. So we took Bella places. We took Alice places.
Bella kicked our butts in Candyland in 3 moves.
Somehow
believe
won
it or not,
in 3 moves.
Believe it or not, you can lose in Candyland in 3 turns.
Yeah, at 6 years old, she was a Candyland
ridiculous
expert. But yeah, so we wanted to start our own family, and we tried for a couple years. Basically, the whole time I was in respiratory school, we tried 2 years of that. And of course, everybody's like, oh, well, school's stressful. That's why you're not getting pregnant. So we just kept ignoring it. And then finally, I'm like, no, I just had this feeling that there was something wrong. And so we finally saw an OBGYN who had diagnosed me with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which if you don't know what that is, essentially it means you have multiple cysts on your ovaries every month. Instead of 5 to 6, which is normal, I had 25 on each ovary. And because of that, it made me infertile. So we got referred to a reproductive endocrinologist, which I'm just going to let you all know now. If you guys are, whoever's out there watching, if you are struggling with infertility and you are only seeing an OBGYN, please have them refer you to a reproductive endocrinologist, because that's the only way you're going to get the true help you need to get pregnant. Although in our case, it still didn't work. We tried for 12 years total. We went to a prestigious hospital that Stephen...
Prestigious. Okay. This hospital shall not be named. Like I said, if you're close family or friends, you probably know what this hospital is, and kind of how we talk about it, you're probably going to be able to figure out. It is a very prestigious hospital in the Greater Bay Area. And, they're so prestigious. When we went to the fertility doctor, the guy's side is it's a very easy part of this, of what you have to do. And part of what you have to do involves a cup. And when I asked, oh, hey, where's the room? I go do my thing. I was instructed to go to my car and put a blanket up.
Yeah.
This is 100% accurate. These were the words that came out of the doctor's mouth, because they apparently did not have single stall bathrooms. So that is what I was instructed to do, and they said not to worry. security knows that we tell our patients to do this.
Yeah, they can afford a stadium and a university, but they can't afford a single stall bathroom apparently.
Yeah, so that was I was already very concerned on that, and yeah. So continue your portion of it.
So anyways, for me, we did something that's called an IUI, or an intrauterine insemination. And basically, they give you medication to make your ovaries ovulate, and then you're inseminated. And we did this 8 times. That means 8 times, which it's about every other month for a couple years. Ultrasound after ultrasound. And these aren't just like over the tummy ultrasounds, these are invasive. And you're just so vulnerable, and people don't talk about it enough, I don't think. Like, they say, oh, let's raise infertility awareness. It's like, unless you're in it, unless you're going through it, you don't understand the emotional roller coaster it is to be told, we're going to do it this time. We got it this month. Let's do it. Let's do these medications. Let's do these injections. Let's do the insemination. And then 2 weeks of absolute torture later, you're told, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't work again. So after about 4 years at this prestigious hospital, we decided to stop because I was so tore up from the whole experience. I mean, you're in the most absolute vulnerable state of your life, and then just to be told while you're half naked on a table, like, sorry, it didn't work. And you're getting like some of the worst news at the time. Like, I mean, I know that sounds dramatic, but like at the moment you're trying to make a family.
For us at the time, it was like the worst
possible news. And then you're in the most vulnerable state. And anyway, I couldn't do it anymore. Emotionally, I couldn't do it. And I just started at my job, and I, was working all the time, and I was working night shift. So just.
Well, and I started a new job too.
Exactly.
We were both down in the Bay Area.
Yeah. So we decided to stop, and then we ended up moving to the Central Valley. In the Clovis area, there was another well-known fertility place, and we started going there, and it was even worse luck. And mind you, I had gained like 60 pounds since we started at the other hospital, but they kept telling me, it's not your weight. We have women who are 300, 400 pounds in here, and they get pregnant, so it's not your weight, it's not your weight, it's not your weight. And they kept telling me that. And I said, okay. So, and I tried a lot to lose weight. I kept losing like 60 pounds, but then I gained 75 back. And another thing you don't know about polycystic ovarian syndrome is it causes you to gain weight, and it makes it very hard for you to lose weight. And so I was struggling with this metabolic disorder, but I couldn't do it anymore. I gave up. I just couldn't do it. And then in 2018, my dad was diagnosed with, I want to say it was stage 3 colorectal cancer, and I was devastated. My dad is like the rock of the family, hardworking man, and my whole family was just devastated by the news. And I know this is silly, but for some reason in my brain, I was like, I don't want my dad to die without having grandchildren. And so that kind of like put a like pep in our step to get started on growing a family. And then we would find out a few months later that Kelsey was pregnant. So she technically gave us the first grandchild of the family. But because of that diagnosis, it kind of scared me. I didn't want to not have children. And so I called Steven.
On my way home from work.
And said,
hey, I did a thing.
I signed us up to check out foster care, because I was looking at because first I thought, oh, let's just adopt. And then some like advertisement or something came up saying that at that time the statistic was 250,000 kids were in foster care looking for a home. And I just couldn't bear the thought of some child who needed a home.
Right. And we had always kind of talked about it, but we never, at that point, before the call, like there was no like, hey, we're doing this. Like let's call tomorrow, or let's call or later this week. No, it's out of the blue. I'm driving home from work around my birthday. And like, hey, babe, I signed us up for the foster care school. Starts next week.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was that fast.
It was something like that, maybe like a month.
Yeah, but anyway, Steven, our first class was on Steven's birthday.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that was like a sign,
Yeah.
you know. And then it was almost 4 or 5 months later on my birthday, we got the call for our first.
Yeah. And mind you, if you guys are out there and you're thinking about doing the foster care thing, and it's very
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it is. And the classes are the classes. It's all in class PowerPoint.
Online usually.
Yeah.
There's like three.
There's like the trainings and stuff online, and then like to just start it, we had 3 in office classes, and there's definitely people in there that do it for the wrong reasons, and like, obviously we weren't one of them, but we definitely had 1 or 2 people in our class that like their first question is, oh, how's the payments work?
Which we didn't even know you got paid to be a foster
We had no
parent.
clue, and
we
then
thought it was like you're a volunteer, or you're donations. Like we had no idea.
Yeah, and then that was like this one person's first question. It was like, oh, do we get paid monthly? Is it bi-weekly? Yeah, it was wild. And Eric and I were just looking at each other like,
what? You get
why
paid
is this
for
person even here?
Yeah, for reals.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, I definitely need more people, more good families, more good people.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about it and you need
parents.
advice, just reach out to us because we will tell you. My biggest piece of advice, especially if you are going through it, a lot of people say, oh, don't put your whole heart into it so that you don't get crushed when kids are reunified with their families. Don't do that. I think you should give in your whole heart, because I look back now and I was a little bit reserved when we got our first placement, which happened to be the 2 kids that we adopted later, three long years later.
Mm-hmm. Very long years later.
But I look back thinking, like, our middle son, he didn't even get a first birthday because we had only had them for 2 months.
Yeah. Oh, he kind of got a first birthday.
But like Jaden, we did do like a big birthday. I think
he shared it with Bella.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But I look back now and I wish that I would have done like a bigger thing for him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because you can't really plan it. It's like they just call you one day. And like for us, they said at the time we had signed up to have a baby. We're like, we want to foster a baby. Mm-hmm. And they called us and they said, hey.
Which the majority. Okay. Take 2.
Anyways,
where were we?
We were talking about how we asked to. Paul will really enjoy this, by the way, because
he shout out, Paul. You like this?
He likes it.
It's in.
when our
the video does look better though, and I hope the audio sounds better.
Yeah, I don't sound like T-Pain this time.
Figure out why it stops at
why it keeps stopping.
12 minutes.
Anyways,
we'll learn.
But we got a call saying, "Oh, we have a baby for you. He's gonna be 10 months old." And I was like, yeah, great, sign us up. We'll come pick him up. And they're like, well, hey, by chance, would you be willing to take 2 kids? And at first I was like, what? And then they're like, yeah, he has a brother who's 4 years old. And I said, you're going to split them up if I say no? And they're like, well, yeah, what else other choice do we have? And that just crushed me.
Yeah, that's
I was
insane.
like, I couldn't even imagine not only being taken away from my family, but then you're going to separate me from the one person who I'm with. And
it happens a lot.
It does.
And like having these kids for as long as we've had now, I couldn't even imagine like how Jaden would have been if he had gotten separated.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Because he is very close with his brother.
I mean, they still share a room to this day, and even Jedi at 7 is like wants to share a bed. Even they constantly were like, you gotta sleep in your own bed, dude. Like But anyways, we said absolutely not. We are not separating these boys. Like I will take on 2 kids at once. Like, and everybody thought I was crazy. They're like, you're going from no kids to 2 kids?
Yeah, we're like, hey.
I was like, you know what? If people with twins can do it,
if you're gonna jump in, you might as well jump in the deep end.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So we did, and then we went through the long, hard trials and tribulations.
That is a up and down roller coaster.
Court date after court date. Oh, hey, they're going to get reunified, and then we would come to peace with that, and then the mom wouldn't do what she needed to do, and we would be told 3-6 more months that we would have them, and it was just like,
Oh no, they're gonna reunify this
They're
month
gonna
or this
reunify?
weekend, and
And they did the whole thing. They did overnight visits with the
mm-hmm.
mom. They did 3-day weekend overnight
Yeah,
visits. We really thought we were gonna lose them,
yeah,
and we had to keep coming to terms with that every 3 to 6 months.
yeah. And you got these two little kids who are great. They're awesome, and they're calling us mom and dad, and it's
Oh my god, the first. See, I told you I was gonna cry. Yeah, we had Jaden, and he was like, he just turned 5, and we'd had the kids for like 4 months,
mm-hmm.
and he comes up to me and he goes, Miss Erica, because that's what he called me at the time. I said, yeah, and he goes, I have a mom, and I said, yeah, and he says, but you're my foster mom, and I said, yeah. He's like, can I just call you mom? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tears. I had to like go to another room so I could cry because it just
Mm-hmm.
it really got to me.
Yeah.
And then Jedi, he's been calling us mom and dad since the beginning.
Yeah, he was a little potato when we came to us, so we
Our 30-pound potato
big
at
old
10 months
chunker.
old.
So yeah, we taught him how to walk. He learned how to talk with us, and yeah, he was instantly always calling us mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jaden, he just out of the blue, he just started calling me dad. Like we didn't. It took a little bit longer, but yeah.
But then
it was an awesome feeling.
But then we adopted, and before we adopted, about 10 months before their adoption, I had decided that 300 plus pounds was just too heavy to be while trying to raise 2 very active boys.
Very active.
And
Non-stop gas tank.
And as I told you earlier, that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it was making it very difficult for me to lose weight. And I had read article after article after article that said a specific procedure called the RNY gastric bypass was known and has been discovered, I guess, to cure PCOS. And I had been told by many doctors that I should have that, not that specific procedure, but have gastric bypass in general, the sleeve or whatever else. There's so many different ones you can do. But one doctor had said specifically this RNY procedure cures PCOS. And I was like, at this point, I'm like, what else do I got to lose? Like, I want to be around for my kids. So I went to and had this procedure done, and I lost 130 pounds in 10 months. And I felt great. I thought I looked great. I got to be a weight I hadn't been since my junior year of high school. But yeah, we adopted the kids in June, and I knew back in April that I was having regular cycles, and I'd never in my entire life had a regular cycle. And they said, yeah, because of your procedure, your ovaries are working now.
Just got everything firing right.
And I said, well, because, typically when you have this type of procedure, they want you to wait 2 years before you even try having a baby. And my doctor, my OBGYN, and my surgeon both said, with PCOS, if you are noticing normal cycles, go ahead. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get pregnant? Great. You've been trying for 12 years.
Yeah.
So we kept trying, and I didn't know it was going to happen. But in my heart, I felt like it could.
Yeah. Oh, we completely...
We put it out of our mind years.
It wasn't even a thought anymore, because we had our 2 boys. Our family was good. Like,
I didn't think it was going to happen.
We bought a house. Did all the things.
Yeah, we were
We
good.
had the family car.
Yeah, we were fine. But yeah, we adopted in June, and then come July, the next month, I got ready for work at like 2:30 in the morning, and I just felt something, and I was like, I just feel like it's time. And I peed on that stick, and Steven thought I was crazy. And if you look at the test today, like, Steven still is like, I still don't see a line. And I'm like, I do. I see a line. And so then I spent the whole 12 hours at work obsessing over it. And so my sister-in-law, she went and got me a test while I was at work. And then I came back to her house and peed on another stick. And it was positive.
Yeah.
And I still, to this day, I can't believe that we actually got pregnant after everything we've been through.
Yeah. It was a wild journey.
So now we
A
have
lot of ups and downs.
3 boys.
Now we got 3 crazy, wild boys.
Yeah, if you want to talk about the mayhem, I mean,
It's insane.
yeah, 3 kids is
Oh, and on top of that, like a month before Erica gave birth to Lucas, she had the brilliant idea, because I always wanted another corgi.
first of all, it was 3 months before.
Okay, but we got her a month before.
A week before.
Was it a week before?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So it was even worse. So yeah, when I was younger, I had a corgi, and I always liked those dogs. And so her friend, Brandy, had a litter, and
Of the most beautiful corgi I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, she is a beautiful dog. She's got a star on her side. The kids wanted to name her. They either wanted to name him Miles.
Yeah,
Right?
Miles.
If it was a boy, and then we ended up getting a girl, so they named her Gwen for
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, but we call her Gwen.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Are you nuts? You're about to have a baby. You're gonna have a puppy too."
Why
and I
not?
was like, "Hello."
Why not?
Hello.
Yeah,
Chaos.
we're already crazy. We're already
crazy. Like,
we're already knee deep in it. Why not go
why
all the
not?
way up?
And you know what? I wouldn't change a thing because that dog is like
she's
amazing.
an amazing dog.
And our
now
kids
we need
love
to
her.
work on the other one,
Well,
the other ratchet dog that we got.
she's a baby still.
Raven needs to shape up.
Steven's too hard on her. She's 6 months old, dude. Like,
Gwen was an angel.
well, they're a different type of breed. Anyways, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good intro there.
So yeah, so that's where we are. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
marriage
that's
part.
our
That's our
that's
family.
our marriage part, and we'll go more into mayhem
Next time.
on a later date.
Yeah, we have a couple ideas of stories we could tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
we could tell them. Okay, so you got 3 kids, and you're married, and you think everything's great, and then one morning you wake up, it's 5:00, and you hear your child yell into your bedroom, and mind you, the whole house sleeps with noise machines. Mom, the house is flooded. Are you kidding me? How do I even wake up at 5:00 in the morning like this? And I walk up, and as soon as I turn the light on, I step over our little gate we have in the bedroom, and I step in an inch of water.
At least an inch.
At least an inch of water. And I'm just like, how? Like, how is our house flooded right now? And I swear to you, like, I thought, oh, a pipe had to have burst. Like, it had to be something crazy, because how else could we possibly have a house? You know what it was? Our son, to be unnamed at this, I won't say which one it was, had to get up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water, and he somehow stopped up the sink. I'm not sure how that happened, but he turned the water on and then left it on
for probably 7-8 hours
at least, because he usually gets up like anywhere between 10 and 12.
and I had to work, so I was in bed at like 8.
Yeah. And I swear I went to bed at like 9.
Yeah.
And so it had to have been sometime after that. And so at least for 7 hours, the sink filled up and then poured all over the counter, all over the floor. And mind you, at the time we thought it was, just the bathroom, hallway, and laundry room. And come to find out, after we hired a mitigation team, which does not have anything to do with lawyers, it's not litigation, it's mitigation. I was very confused by that term. And turns out it ended up being our bedroom, the hallway, the hall closet, the bathroom. The entire vanity was gone. The hallway around the other side, the laundry room, and our pantry and the corner of our kitchen. All affected. So listen, if you think our life is perfect, or if you think in any way that we make things look easy, it is not.
It is a constant inner storm of chaos.
Because why am I going to take pictures? I mean, we'll show you now.
I'll throw some pictures up in there.
Up. But marriage does come with mayhem.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have very, very good stories like this to tell you. But we are currently in the midst of the reconstruction now. We finally got drywall up. They finally did the texture, and then today they painted. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have doors again, because right now there's no doors.
Yeah, we should have doors tomorrow.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
for this episode.
But before we go, I do want to introduce our first small town or small business spotlight.
Right.
We are highlighting small businesses to remind you to shop local, because putting our money back into our community is how we are going to help not only small business owners but our community in general.
Yep. So at the end of this video will be our interview with owner and operator of Aloha Floral, DJ Jones.
He's amazing. Just wait till you see him. He's hilarious and so kind, so generous.
I've donated several of my funds to his
He's
establishment.
Steven's pop dealer.
Pop dealer. Funko pop dealer. And
yeah.
other little cool
Trinkets.
trinkets.
Which we'll talk about. You'll see it.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a great store. Awesome store. My portion of the interview is not a lot because I was coming off a 12-hour graveyard shift, half awake, and
it was our first time doing
so
Zoom.
there was a bunch of audio issues on my end. Erica's was good because she went through her iPad and it was really easy, but I was trying to be fancy, so
yeah,
some of my
sometimes
stuff.
you just can't be fancy.
Yeah, we'll live and learn, but it'll be it's mostly Erica asking the questions.
Next time we'll have somebody, and Steven and I will both be
So
participating.
and I hopefully won't be half asleep.
Yeah. Graveyard is never good to be doing anything the next day.
No, I was a zombie. All right. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy this episode. Look for, it should be somewhere around here.
Yeah,
So
or maybe around
there'll
this
be
little
a video.
area.
Probably it'll be our Mandalorian and Grogu trailer reaction.
Subscribe.
Yeah, please hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube.
We're not getting
if you
paid, but
could.
we just,
Yeah, it's good to see the numbers.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
good
nice.
little.
Which I do want to shout out. Thank you to all of you that watched, because in our first week we got 165 views. So,
yeah, which is awesome.
which apparently is really impressive according to the.
Yeah.
the
So
AI
if you guys click on it, thank you. If you could hit that like button, share it, that'd be awesome. Appreciate it.
and
If not,
subscribe.
just enjoy it. And thank you. Like I said, we just do this for fun. It's just something that we can do as a couple, and yeah, I think it's good. So,
Right.
thank you.
Okay, you got it. Okay. All right. So, DJ, can you introduce yourself and let us know the name of your business?
My name is DJ Jones. I'm the owner of Aloha Floral and Gift Shop and 2.0.
Awesome. Can you explain the 2.0 thing?
Just kind of a play on words. This is an extension of Aloha. Ran out of space, basically. I had too many gift items that I wanted to bring into the store. So I opened a second location right across the way from OG, as we call it.
Nice.
So yeah, we have 2 locations. Yeah.
And how long have you been open?
Milestone. This is our 20th anniversary this year.
Wow.
I took over. Yeah, I bought the shop in 2005. Started out as a delivery driver, and 5 years later, I purchased Aloha. It was at the Merced Mall at that.
What kind of things do you sell, or what services do you provide?
What don't I sell? Well, when I bought the shop, it basically really traditionally it was just a flower shop, and she had plants. She had no gifts, and in 2006, I also took on a full-time job at Rustberry, which was a gift company. So not only was I running a flower shop, I also was a sales rep for a gift company. And I was just going to all the different gift companies throughout Central Valley and the East Bay and up in Oakhurst, all over the place. I just knew I wanted to expand and have this cool product available to Merced. As you know, there's not a lot of places, specialty retailers around that have unique, different gift items. So not only, I grew up in flower shops as a kid, but I mean, I'm a kid at heart. So yeah, I love toys and I love stuffed animals and I love different candies and just unique gifts for people. And I know how much joy it brings me, and I see how much joy it brings other people. So that was always something I wanted to expand on, and it kind of just grew from that. So we outgrew them all, and we moved out of there in 2011 and been at the Bear Creek Galleria ever since. So we carry, you asked what we carried, and well, of course, we do flowers for all occasions. So we have that for, of course, birthdays and anniversaries and funerals and weddings and just becauses and I'm sorry's. And then we still a lot of stuffed animals because I love plushies. So I kind of buy from like all the different companies that are out there, and we carry candy, unique candy like Jelly Bellies and Astro Pops and Whistle Pops, and even things that you've seen as a kid as the candy cigarettes are so popular. Zots, just candies you don't find at at every Target or Walmart. A lot of Disney items from Enesco to Loungefly to Funko. A lot of
I can
collectibles.
attest to that.
Um, but then we have, for the adults, we have crosses and angels and stepping stones and garden flags and wind chimes and uh, mats for your front door and just a little bit of everything. People come in like, oh my God, you legit have like everything that you could ask for. And I try to be a not one-stop shop. So it's always kind of my goal. So I always get kind of sad when I don't have something for a customer because I mean my goal is to have something, they can leave with something that they were looking for or something that they see and they didn't know they needed until they saw it at my stores. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I could go on forever on that.
Well, yeah, my next question was going to be about what are you passionate about with your business, but it sounds like in general you're pretty passionate about your business altogether.
I'm married to my job. It's my baby, and it means everything to me. And people come in, like someone called me yesterday and said, DJ, I just want you to know I bought flowers from you 3 weeks ago, and I'm just now barely throwing them away. They've been beautiful for 3 weeks, and it made my day. And I told her I'm so because people always take this time to complain, but rarely do they take the time to compliment. So every time I get a Facebook message or a phone call complimenting me on the customer service that they were provided, or the flowers, or the gift items, or how beautiful my store is, I mean, it's me. So it's a compliment to me and it's my baby and it's got my name on it. So that's why I want every arrangement that leaves my store, to be as most beautiful and last as long as it possibly can because it has Aloha Floral's name on it, which basically is me.
That's
So
awesome.
it's my baby. It's my baby.
Right, so, what made you want to start or open your own business?
I didn't hear that, Stephen. I'm sorry.
Uh, what made you want to start or open your business?
Okay. Just a fluke, I guess, because like I said, from in 2000, I started my own delivery service. So I got hired on at Aloha. There was one a location in Atwater and then the Merced Mall. So I delivered for both of them. And then my mom was currently working at Sherwood Florist, so she got me a gig there. So I was like, you're a independent contractor. So I had three different shops that I was delivering for 6 days a week. And Laura Dean, I guess she approached Laura Dean Griffin owned both locations. She started them in 1972 in Atwater, and I think the mall like in '93, I think. But she approached the manager and asked if she was interested in buying it because she wanted to retire because she was hitting 80, I think. So she was wanted to slow down a bit. And the manager, thank God, didn't want it. So she asked me. And at the time, I had just sold my mobile home because I took on a position as an assistant manager at another mobile home facility. So I had to sell my house. And it was like that time of the market was booming and everything was like I had two offers for my mobile home. And I had the extra money. So I was able to invest in buying the shop. So best decision I ever did. And that was in January of 2005.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so other than bringing joy to people's hearts with flowers and gifts, what are some things that your business does or contributes as far as to the community?
Well, I mean, I kind of call myself a catalyst because I know so many of my customers have become my friends, become my family, and we do fundraisers all year long and things like we do our annual stuffing drive for the Merced Rescue Mission, and we always average about 300 to 500 boxes of that we donate for all their Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. We do our annual bunny stuffed animal drive for some kids in at the high school that they donate for the Casa kids. So I think last year we donated over 400 pieces of plush.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's something else we do. We just recently did a fundraiser I donated 10%. We lost a dear friend, Maggie, that worked over at Jan's Cafe. We did a fundraiser for her and raised some money for her daughter, Paige, to help with whatever she needed help with. Um, anything that we can help with in the community. I started Merced Rocks, which back in 2017, which we know kind of like the hub. Aloha is kind of the hub for that it became. And it's a rock painting group, and painted and rock and hid rocks. As you know, your sister Jessica, huge. That's how we met.
Yep.
Was huge into that, and in the process of starting that, we became so much more. We did so many and I think Jess might even help name that. We started calling them Rocktions, and we did things for like the American Heart Association for our members who lost family members. The Detweiler fires. We did so many fundraisers through that. We just kind of I mean, I know over the process from 2017 on, we've donated over $50,000 to our community, and I'm
Wow.
so beyond proud of that. And that, Merced Rocks I've made so many friends that have become my family through starting Merced Rocks. Just like, we're on our way to Disneyland, and who's running the store? It's Pam, and that's how I met her, through Merced Rocks, and she's now one of my best friends, and she's an amazing employee. To go and have some fun for Kayla's birthday. So.
Nice. Well, hi, Pam, and thank you for holding down the fort so we could do this.
Thank you, Pam. Yeah, for sure. That's Steven. That's Erica.
Hi, Erica. I was gonna ask you. So, I am going to Disneyland for my birthday, and my uncle brings a lot to him, and he's my buddy.
Oh, that's so
I love
sweet.
him. I love him.
Okay, love you.
Hold hands.
Okay, you're good.
So cute. So what do you think,
Yeah, so
for being open for 20 years, what do you think has been the key to your success?
one, working my butt off. I've always, I've always felt like, you have to put in the hours if you want longevity. So I'm not one of those ones that would start a shop and then just kind of just not put in 110%. Even when I had my other job, I was there every night after my job. I went 10 years without having a day off. From 2005 to 2015, I took not one day off. I always had another job, full-time job, plus all my days off. I was at Aloha because I wanted to fail. So, that's why when I see any kind of small business not make it, I always feel bad because, that's what I am. And I was all to succeed. So just working my butt off all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we want to spotlight these small businesses in town. We want to, lift up our community and, literally spotlight these businesses to kind of help out our community and really encourage the community to shop local, because it really does make a difference, not only for the community
Keep the money
itself,
in town.
but exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we couldn't think of a better place to use as our first one.
Love it.
What advice would you give to future entrepreneurs?
Well, just like I said, you got to give 110%. You can't call it in. You phone it in. You have to be there. And I don't know if you've heard that on the commercial, because he's a customer of mine, Andy Prodig, and he says, if your customers become your friends, you're doing your job right. Yes.
Yeah,
So, and like I said, I have so many customers, and I include you in that circle, that people that I've come to know and love, and happy to see them, and you bring the kids in, and for their, to bring a little joy to their day, and just love what you do. Love what you do is important too. And there's a phrase I have above my door, and it says, if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. So I always think about that.
Yeah,
because I am living
like
my
that.
dream. I'm living my dream, so it's not really work to me. I think about that all the time. Like, gosh, I hate to work for somebody else, and that's kind of originally why I got into it too, because I have so many past bosses that were horrible to me, and I always thought in my head, it's like what more bees with honey, or what that expression goes, but they were horrible to me. And I would do anything for them. Again, I always go above and beyond with my jobs. I always have, but I just got to a point where like, nah, I'm gonna go in. I want to be my own boss.
That's awesome.
There's pros and cons to it, but there's definitely more pros.
Well, I've been to your store and I can attest to what you said. You've got a little bit of everything, but is there anything on the horizon? Is there anything that Aloha Floral is going to be bringing in new, or any future plans? We got a 3.0 in the works.
I need to make time. I think what it is that there's so much stuff out there that I don't know about. and I need to find the time because I days off. I'm there, and I'm always like stopping by or checking on things or helping out when needed. I need to get some of these. They put on these gift shows every year, like in Vegas and New York, and there's so much out there that I don't know about. So I definitely need. I don't know about anything new really per se, as much as like, you know, I met with a rep this morning and she showed me some new sports stuff coming out for next year. Always look for the next thing, like the Labubu craze is happening. So, and the blind box craze is huger than ever. So I'm always looking for those kind of things right now. So I can't say anything new that I can think of, but hopefully next year I want to go to the New York toy show and see what they have. Okay,
That'd
I
be
have a friend
awesome.
who wants to go. Yeah, so
That'd be cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions we have for today.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Do you have any closing statements?
Come shop at Aloha Floral and Gifts in the Bear Creek Galleria.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you, DJ.
Open 7 days a week. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay.